Tuesday we talked about how to name three-dimensional figures by naming them off of their base. So today we're going to take that information and we're going to talk about how to find volume of prisms, specifically today rectangular prisms. So volume is the amount of space inside a three-dimensional shape. And in order for us to find volume, to calculate volume, we have the formula V equals capital B times H, where big B, as we call it, represents the area of the base shape. And on Tuesday, that was the shape we were coloring in to name our prism or our pyramid. This is also what we did before break. So if I have area of a rectangle or a parallelogram, this was where we were cutting up the index cards, so we would have base times height. Now notice this is a little b versus big B. So this is the area of the base shape, the rectangle or the parallelogram, times the height of the prism. And if you wanted, you could make this H over here a capital H also, meaning it's on the big shape. So I want to talk you through some of that today. And then let me go to these examples first. You can draw these examples if you like. It is entirely up to you. I do want you to be in the habit of highlighting that base shape so that when we are looking at big B, we can go through and we can label that. So on this base shape, I have a 1 by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 dimension. So area of my base shape is 1 times 6. And then my height, my big H, is 2. This is my height of my prism, which we're going to call big H. And we would say 2. So then I would say 1 times 6 times 2 is the volume is going to be 12 units cubed, and we're going to use cubed because this is a three-dimensional shape. When we did volume, or when we did area, we had units squared because it was just two-dimensional. So on this next one, we can see here is our base shape, and it has dimensions of 2 by 1, 2, 3, 4. So when we write our formula, V equals big B H, I know that I'm going to have 2 times 4. Here's the height of my prism. It is the number that is not on my base shape that I colored, so 3. So I can say 2 times 4 is 8. 8 times 3, the volume of this shape is 24 units cubed. When we look at number 3, here's again my base shape. Again, all of these are rectangular prisms today. We have 2 by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And we have a height of 2. So on my formula, I can say V equals big BH, and big B is 2 times 5. My big H is going to be 2. So 2 times 5 is 10, and 10 times 2 is a volume of 20 units cubed. So let's look at a couple that don't have the blocks already for us. Now this one does have decimals. I'm going to go ahead and scratch out the decimals. We're not worried about can you multiply by the decimals. I know you can do that. I want you to worry about the basic concept today, which is volume of the shape. So here is my base shape. I'm going to write my formula, always writing our formula just like we did with area. So I have my base and my height on my base shape, and then I have my height of my prism. So I can come over here and I said big B is 8 times 12. Height of my prism is 7. Remember, this H is always the number that is not connected to that base shape that we've colored. So now we can multiply. 8 times 12 is 96. 96 times 7 is 42, and 67. So the volume is 672 inches cubed because we have units on this one. I have 2 more examples I want to do with you. I want to make sure you're feeling pretty comfortable with this information before I give you a couple of practice ones, and we'll see how that goes. On this particular shape, you could draw in those back lines if you wanted to, and you can see here we have our 9 and our 4. This is our base and our height on our base shape, and then this 5 would be our height on our prism. So B equals big BH. Remember, big B is area of the base, the numbers on the base shape. So 9 times 4, and our height is 5. Remember, multiplication is commutative, so I'm going to go ahead and do 4 times 5 first, so I can just do this in my head. So 9 times 20 is 180 inches cubed. The last one I have for you, again, I'm going to go ahead and scratch out these decimals. We don't need those. I'm not worried about that piece. And here is my base shape. So 3 and 2. So V equals big BH. Big B is 3 times 2. And the 7 is not on this colored piece. So there's my 7. So 6 times 7 is 42 inches cubed. If you have any questions, let me know via email or Google Classroom, and I'll be happy to answer them. Try to answer the practice problems in Classroom.